As some of you may know, all of us here at JMBN are former professional mountain bikers.
And to get to that level takes a lot.
Yep, I raced enduro professional.
I was a dirt jump slopestyle rider for ages.
I raced downhill World Cups to Pro and enduro.
So here are top tips to take your riding to the next level. Now, you'll probably have heard us talking about this in a lot of our skills videos. It's all about practice makes perfect and time out on the bike. No one gets faster or better just by riding their bike a couple of times a week. It's all about bike time and spending as much time as you can on the bike. And to do this, you've obviously really got to love it.
Oh! Pros have their own places to ride or live somewhere really close that they can go to and ride a lot on demand. Putting themselves in the best environment ever gives them the abilities to be really good. For myself, I've got my own facility, I've got my own trails and big jump to test on. Backyard jumps, pump tracks are a great thing to build bike skills, and you can have fun doing it, and you don't even have to travel far to do it.
We often hear beginner riders talking about confidence and how to get more, but I definitely think confidence works for every rider, no matter what level you're at. You see it in the downhill world. Some of the top racers, they get onto a roll, they start winning, then they can't be beaten, or others get an injury and they find it really hard to get back and perform like they did before. I saw a really cool quote from Mick Hanna, who is one of the world's best downhill racers. He said, "It's important to remember the facts that confidence isn't just a feeling, it's based on proven truths and facts." Moving on from confidence, I think there's actually quite a lot of psychology involved in performing really well. I know there's loads of books that have been written about sports performance or making money or all those things, but personally I think setting goals is one of the biggest things that will help you get there. I was chatting to Danny Hart recently, the world downhill champion, and he actually set that goal when he was really young, sort of 12 or 13, that hopefully one day he'd become the champion. And another thing is rewarding yourself if you do it. For me, you know, it was setting goals at a smaller level. So regionally, I want to win that race, and then nationally, I want to win that race. But it definitely helps in those hard days when you're training, you think, why am I doing this? You need a goal to go for it.
Meticulous bike setup can really make a big difference to you riding out on the trails. You want to be thinking about tire pressure, even your seat angle, your seat height. All your suspension settings are using the full travel, both front and rear. Does it feel balanced? Has the rebound been set accordingly? And then you can start thinking about your stack height, your bar roll, and your lever position. Now these might be minute things, but they all add up and make the biggest of differences.
So training is another really important piece of the puzzle, and this of course has to be tailored to the sort of riding you do. So for downhill, maybe it's all about peak power. At the other end of the scale, cross country, you've got to be light and super fit, but definitely physical condition is really important. So for disciplines like downhill and dirt jump, where you know you're going to fall off eventually, those riders tend to try and be nice and strong, but also lean, so that when they hit the ground, hopefully they're not going to break quite as easily. And they almost call it prehab, so getting nice strong shoulders to try and avoid those really common injuries.
A lot of people say that if you aren't crashing, then you aren't improving, but this is something that I don't generally agree with. Yes, of course, you do have to take risks, but they can be calculated. However, there is also one person in the group who is a bit of a wrecking ball and can come in and crash all the time. But generally, they aren't the best. And let's face it, if you're crashing, you're going to have time off the bike due to injuries and not being able to ride.
Personally, I think being in the right mindset and taking calculated risks are the ones that are going to improve the quickest to those ones that are just wrecking balls.
And crashes way too much.
God.
But
Support. Do your parents or partner encourage you to ride? You see it in the downhill world a lot, that young riders actually have their family take them there in the first place, and often that family stays there even when they're top racers. If you're having to cut rides short or not go for rides because you think your partner might get upset, it's not really going to be a recipe for being a top racer. So just like the environment you live in, actually your home life can make a big difference to how easy you find it to go for a ride.
well, there we go. There are some of the key secrets of the trade.
I also think it's really important that you actually love riding your bike.
Click here to subscribe and you won't miss another video.
And if you click right down here, you're going to get to see how to ride through the rocks faster with pro rider Nico Mullally.
Click over here for how to whip with another pro rider, Brendan Fairclough.
And don't forget to give us a thumb up like and check out the shop somewhere up there.